Tennessee won. 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown! Tennessee scored!
Yeah, the sun's burning fog off the Tennessee. The Vawl Navy's making waves and it's orange they bleed. Vawl Nation's tailgating and they're raring to go. Yeah, when Neyland gets to rocking, it's a hell of a show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 32 of the Vawls Deep Podcast. I have with me tonight Spur and Corbin. How y'all doing?
I am back.
Better than I deserve, Luke.
I am back. Tennessee football is absolutely killing it right now. Tennessee basketball is kicking ass. Baseball season starts next month. We're going to kick some more ass.
3 weeks from tomorrow.
And by God, Jim Harbaugh left Michigan. He got the heck out of the Dodge.
That transfer portal's open yet again, boys. Let's go get us a running back and some more offensive linemen. We'll be good.
You guess a left guard, some defensive backs, maybe. We hope everybody's having a great night tonight. It's been a beautiful day.
Sure it has.
We're finally able to all get together again besides Spanky. Where's he at? Is he lost?
I think he got flooded in.
Flooded in his two-wheel drive. This weather has been wild. We've definitely missed doing our show, and we have a great one lined up for you tonight. As always, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. If you can't watch the entire show, it will be uploaded on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, every podcast platform possible. You can also rewatch on Facebook and YouTube. We have a lot to talk about tonight regarding both men and women basketball. Both teams are looking very sharp right now.
Yeah, that they are. It's been a great couple of weeks for both the men and women. Lady Vawls, men's hoops, we're looking good.
Lady Vols have been impressing me lately. I think the Lady Vols are about to show something here in the second half of the season. I'm very impressed with this team so far. They've had a lot of comeback wins, but at the end of the day, they're starting to get on that winning road.
That they are.
Yeah, we'll get more in depth with Tennessee men and women basketball as we go on. We also have Tennessee football news coming your way as well. Coach Josh Heupel and company are on fire right now. Very exciting if you're a Tennessee football fan.
It's a great time to be a volunteer. I said, it's about as good of a week in recruiting as we could possibly ask for. If you wasn't excited about Tennessee football next year after the Citrus Bowl, you better be now because good things are coming in 2024.
Yeah, very exciting news if you're a Tennessee football fan, and we'll dive more into this shortly. Let's give Vawl for Life and now MLB Hall of Famer Todd Helton a shout-out for finally making it.
Hey, he deserves it. He deserves it.
It's about time that Todd Helton got to the Hall of Fame.
Was it his last year in the ballot?
Yeah, I know he didn't make it. Was last year he didn't make it?
He didn't make it last year, but Todd
There
Helton played.
There was two on there last year.
Todd Helton had 2,519 hits, 369 home runs. He's a 5-time All-Star. He played 17 years for the Colorado Rockies. So, he had an incredible career in Colorado. He was a great Tennessee, not only football player, but, of course, he's a great baseball player. His jersey should be retired if it's not already. Is his jersey retired at Tennessee baseball?
Yeah,
I believe it is.
They got it up on the wall, yeah.
Yeah.
They got it up on the wall. Titans also have a new head coach, Brian Callahan, from the Cincinnati Bengals. Thoughts on this hire?
When they first fired Mike Bravel, I was pretty upset about it because Mike Bravel's definitely a player's coach. But they went out and got them a juggernaut in offensive mind in Brian Callahan. He's bringing his dad, Bill Callahan, along with him. So no more of this 17 to 20-point game. So I think the Titans are about to put up some points.
I'm still not happy that they fired old Mike Vrabel. But I think either way, he was going to leave for another position, I believe, at the end of the day. And he didn't go to the Patriots where I assumed he was going to go. But, it's the Titans. We'll see what happens. That whole organization they got to get a grasp on things. If they don't get a grasp on things in the organization, the Titans are not going to be successful.
Well, of all the guys they interviewed and looked at, I think Brian Callahan was the best option. He's done great things at Cincinnati. That offense has been good for a while. Let's see if he can bring over T. Higgins with him.
They got to quit making stupid decisions over in Nashville. That's all I can say. With the players and who you release and trade, it's been pretty ridiculous the past couple of years.
Well, the new GM from this past year, Carthorpe, it's his team now, so He's putting his hand stamped on it, so we'll see what he can do. I like the direction they're going, actually. I thought it was time to move on. I hated firing Brable. I was hoping he'd go on his own, but it's been stagnant for a couple of years there now. So they're fixing to build a new stadium. It's going to be probably the nicest stadium in the country when it's done. So see what happens.
Hey, when you build a new stadium, usually the thing that comes is a pretty good NFL team that next year.
That's right.
History
In
does repeat
WrestleMania.
itself. We have Start Bench Cut coming up later in the show, which is always entertaining and probably the fan favorite, the Duel. Who will become the Duel champion tonight?
I'm the champion, but Corbin stole my damn belt.
I am still.
No, you are not, Corbin.
I am still the champion. Nobody has defeated me for this title.
You vacated it. You don't show up.
I didn't vacate nothing. I've been a busy man. I've been busier than Spanky.
Run off with the belt and didn't bring it back.
I took this belt everywhere. Took it all the way to Gatlinburg, all the way to Knoxville.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
Spur and Corbin will answer 5 tough questions. The winner gets a nice piece of hardware. Listener voted, so they'll battle it out later in the show, and you all will vote in the comments who you believe won the Duel. Always entertaining. And, of course, we have our football pick'ems. The sickness and weather has us a little bit behind, so let's break down what we have so far. Corbin's overall record is 109-68. Spanky's overall record is 109-68. So we have a tie for first place right now. Spur's overall record is 106-71, and my overall record is 106-71. So we have a tie for, I guess, third place as well. It's been tight all season long.
Yeah, well, I went perfect on the NFL playoffs so far, but since this jackass over here has been so busy, he's been too slow doing highway department work. I don't know what he's been doing for the last week. Absolutely nothing, I don't think. But we decided to throw out last week's game just to be nice to you since you've been so busy doing whatever it is you've been doing.
I'm glad you did because I wouldn't even know you were doing a show.
We'll be giving away some gift cards, football cards, baseball cards, and decals to the winner of our pick'ems, which we'll post on the Vawls Deep page probably tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully. You know, in all seriousness, though, I do got to give it to Corbin. I've given a little hell about not being here last week, but not only to Corbin, but to everyone who's been out working in these awful weather conditions. Thank you for your dedicated support and getting us on the roads as safely as possible.
We appreciate it. We work very hard, and Morgan County's been very well kept clean.
Very well.
Compared to other counties, and not going to throw them under the bus either. This is just a snowstorm that happens that usually does not happen in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, you all done a great job compared to Ronan Anderson.
Absolutely.
I know that. So later on in the show, we'll do our football pick'ems, and then Spur will tell you how to enter that. It's going to be fun, entertaining tonight. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Share it out with your friends if you don't care. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Vawl Daddy. I want to give a big shout out to the Fairview Union. Great musicians, local people. Chad's from my hometown. They were gracious enough to let us use their music for our podcast. Make sure you check them out. They're huge Tennessee fans. You won't be disappointed. Let's hear them play.
Man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find the checkerboard. The big orange is back. It's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud. Send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back on track. Coach Hyper, where you at? Getting it done, having fun. Power team #1. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back.
Welcome back to episode 32 of the Vawls Deep Podcast, coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube from the Vawl Cave. We appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. Please keep them rolling in for us. We truly appreciate it. This segment is presented by our friends at Big Orange Concrete Pumping. Taylor Jones with Big Orange Concrete Pumping has been doing this type
Spanky
of
like
work
that.
for a very long time. He has one of the biggest line pumps in the state, so make sure you reach out to Taylor Jones with Big Orange Concrete Pumping.
Greatly appreciate his sponsorship of the show as well.
Yeah, yep. Let's start with Tennessee football. I know it's basketball season, but football is king. It's always going to be king. We'll get to basketball shortly. Let's get into yesterday's news. Veteran offensive lineman Javonte Spraggins and veteran defensive lineman Elijah Simmons are both returning for their super senior seasons on Rocky Top.
That's right. Suddenly we're looking much better on the offensive line, and the defensive line is shaping up to be very good as well. You know, Spraggins and Simmons, they both bring veteran leadership. They're playing in their last year of eligibility, so they're super seniors. They have the right attitudes. They're the absolute definition of a VFL. So I'm very happy for them, very happy for our team. Like I said, their veteran leadership is going to be very important to this team coming up because they do have some young offensive linemen, some transfers coming in, but they already know what it's like to be on Rocky Top.
And it's nice to see players coming back instead of hitting the transfer portal and going somewhere else. I mean, we haven't been affected that bad with the transfer portal this year compared to other teams in the nation.
I mean, we clearly have a few, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a few that does it, but we're
mostly defensive backs.
We're not like a lot of teams, like several players opting out and going to other places. And for them to come back for another season with us is tremendous. We're definitely going to need them and utilize them.
And, you know, we've talked about it on this show before. How many of those players that's transferred out of Tennessee was more coaches' decisions and the coaches saying, hey, you know, we may not have a place for you here next year. You might want to look at other options. We never know what those conversations are like and the reason for a kid transferring. So these people that want to bash a 18 or 19, 20-year-old kid for making a life decision like that, please know that there's more to it than just making, you know, a rash, a quick decision to leave Tennessee because there's always a reason for that.
Yeah, especially with NIL right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's basically a salary cap, you know, in a sense right now. But huge news, Spraggins is a difference maker at guard. Love the zookeeper, man.
Absolutely.
He's awesome. He's been on the show before.
Got to get him back on the show again, Luke.
Yeah, we got to get him on the PlayStation. Elijah Simmons finished the season super strong. I mean, he had a really good end of the season. I would want to see him fully healthy for a full season. And I mean, he's a beast, man. He's just a difference maker.
He is.
I mean, he's an early draft pick if he's healthy.
Absolutely, you know, and Pierce on the other side with him, man, that's going to be special.
More big news in the recruiting world. Tennessee has another 5-star commitment at quarterback.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we? Where'd you hear that at?
George McIntyre, the number 2 quarterback in the nation and the number 1 player in the state of Tennessee, has committed to the Vawls.
Golly. If you've not seen his recruiting video that he posted on Twitter and Facebook, it will absolutely bring chill bumps to you.
Whoever put it together.
Yeah, it was great because his message was the volunteer thing is a calling, and they're calling him home. So he's coming home to Knoxville, and it's awesome.
Yeah, with that commitment, Tennessee's future quarterback room is absolutely stacked. You got Nico Iamaleava, 5-star, number 1 player in the country. Then you got Jake Merlinger, 4-star quarterback, top 10 quarterback in the country. And then you've got George McIntyre that we just talked about. Is this the most stacked quarterback room Tennessee's ever had?
I'd say probably so.
It's pretty close to it if it's not. You know, we used to be known as wide receiver university, but
we're getting back to that too.
Now we're not only wide receiver university, but we're quarterback university as well. McIntyre's going to come in during Nico's junior year and be ready to go by the time Nico either goes pro or graduates. And this is how we build the team of the 90s that we used to have. One right after the other. Just keep doing it.
That's right. And, it's good to have these players coming in because, even Alabama, like, they would never know what was going to come from one year to the next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah. If you ever want to have a good dual question, I got one.
Write it down. Obviously,
I'm going to call it out here in a minute.
Obviously, we haven't seen, other than Nico, these players play yet. But as far as stars and rating, that perspective, then it's got to be the best.
Oh, absolutely. It's way too early to ask this question, but who's going to be the better quarterback, Nico or McIntyre? And that's going to be something else.
It lines up good, too, because, we're talking, it's going to be, potentially, McIntyre probably have a year here, then Nico's gone, and then So it lines up good. Everybody's talking about they're going to transfer. I don't think
I don't
think so. I don't think so.
This George McIntyre coming in, he is the definition of a true Tennessee boy coming to play where he always dreamed of playing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we've talked about on this show before. Putting the uniform on for what's on the front of the jersey, not what's on the back.
And that's old school.
It's old school. He grew up a volunteer fan, coming to games at Neyland Stadium. He wants to play in Neyland Stadium, so that's awesome. That brings me chills just sitting here talking about it.
Do you think this? I know we don't have this wrote down, but do you think it means more to in-state kids to play here than out-of-state kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of kids that would love to play for the University of Tennessee, and I don't know. That is a good question because the NIL comes in that play too, because you can go and make money somewhere else and play for another school and have a heart for Tennessee at the same time.
Initially, yes.
It's a shitty thing about today's college football world.
Initially, yes. Like I said, he's a Tennessee fan first, so he's getting to play in his dream school, his dream university. He wants to be a Vawl. I mean, let's talk about Michael Phoenix and Trevor Lawrence, who wanted to come to Tennessee and wasn't able to for we all know why.
Mm-hmm.
But they were in tears because Tennessee didn't choose them. So this kid wanted to come to Tennessee. He's coming to Tennessee, and that's awesome.
Well, if you remember that for the longest time, we didn't recruit inside the state of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was a long time.
A long time.
Then Clemson, they started stealing a lot of our territory.
And one thing I already like about him is he's on Twitter trying to recruit more stars to come with him. He's got a 5-star wide receiver from North Carolina that he's been heavily on.
Yeah, you got Lyman tweeting him, asking if he needs a lineman. Hit the comment box real quick before we get too far behind. Ryan Jackson says Bama lost a bunch to Florida State.
Yeah, and Michigan's fixing to lose a bunch too.
We need to pull some from Michigan. He also says that tight end we got should be huge. I'm guessing he's referring to the tight end from Notre Dame.
Yep.
They say he's a tight end with wide receiver speed. So
we'll take it.
And then Ella on YouTube says the real reason Nick Saban retired is because of Nico. I'm teaching her well.
That's right, Ella.
She's smart. Ike says, are we worried about that Coach Heupel's style has too large of a learning curve? Example, Dante Thornton taking the year to come into his own.
It's a good question to ask, and we mentioned it with Joe Milton not being able to run Josh Heupel's style offense as well as a Hendon Hooker, and Nico seems to have that already down better.
I think
I still feel like Joe Milton was holding back a lot. Like there was something going on there with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't really blame Heupel's style on Dante Thornton. I would more put it on Joe, in my opinion. And I'm not bashing Joe, but if you watch the bowl game, Nico is just so much faster and more fluid with the offense than Joe was, and I don't know.
Nico kind of reminded me of in the bowl game of kind of a Josh Dobbs. Like he can, if he gets in trouble, he can make something happen. He can move around, and it don't matter if he can move and run the ball or just make a play happen out of the pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I think Joe could make a good pro quarterback. I do.
I do too.
Yeah,
just for the offense though, I don't know.
The NFL is made for Joe Milton. Like that whole offense, NFL it's long pass plays, and that's what he is.
And let's be honest, you have to be in some phenomenal physical condition to play in Josh Heupel's style offense. We talk about the defense is getting tired, but I'm sure that offense gets tired too. Run a play every 14 seconds. That's pretty quick.
Oh, it's tough. Tennessee also lands former 5-star offensive tackle Lance Hurd, the 6'6", 340-pounder, played at LSU last season. He's the number 2 offensive tackle in the transfer portal. The number 9 overall player in the transfer portal. Huge pickup for this offensive line and much needed.
Yeah, a huge commitment, no pun intended. 6'4", 340, I believe is what you said?
6'6".
6'6", 340, We've targeted all of our areas of need in the transfer portal. Offensive line, tight end, as Ryan said. Defensive backs, we've seen improvement in every area, and it's been much needed. So go get a little bit more depth before this season starts. I think we're in good shape. I'm excited already.
You get us a left guard. We're gonna be cooking with peanut oil then. Jesse asked, "How about Todd Helton getting inducted into the Hall of Fame?" yeah, we gave him a shout out at the very beginning. We're all very, very happy for Todd. Nobody deserves it more than he does.
And, Todd Helton mentioned him again. He's still around at Tennessee Baseball Club all the time. He goes to some practices. He's working with the team. That's awesome to have a true Hall of Famer. The SEC with Todd Helton only has 2 players in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he's the
did not know
second
that.
one, yeah. So Tennessee's got one of the 2.
I did not know that.
It's a true honor. I mean, it's hard to get in the MLB Hall of
is
Fame.
very hard.
It's not like the NFL Hall of Fame where they just let you be like, oh, we're going to put 15 players in this year.
Yeah, and one of the main criteria to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame is character. And Todd Helton certainly got it.
100%. Tennessee also lands a big defensive lineman in Jackson Moy. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. He's a transfer from Stanford. Be a junior this upcoming season. He recorded 37 tackles, a sack, and 3 pass deflections while at Stanford. Our defensive front is already loaded, but this added depth is huge for Rodney Garner's defensive line.
Yeah, this one was unexpected for me. I hadn't heard his name until it was announced, but he continues our Polynesian pipeline, and that's those players from Samoa, Polynesian, whatever you want to call them, they're tough. They're tough. They're mean, but they usually have great attitudes.
So he's a Samoan?
Yeah, they're great leaders.
He's kind of the same as Nico. Got that Polynesian pipeline.
Oh yeah, he'll be
You
badass.
got Keenan Peely too.
Keenan
so.
Healy. So let's hope that continues because that's a great pipeline to have right there.
Yeah, Coach Garner, he loves to rotate 12 guys on the defensive line.
Yep.
So definitely take all the big bodies that we can get there on the inside. Coach Ryan Jackson says, as far as the new quarterback, that kid is from Tennessee. He always wanted to be a volunteer. I don't see him getting into the portal, no matter if he has Nico over him for 2 years.
We agree completely, Ryan. That's great. He's from Brentwood Academy from Nashville, and he appeared to be a season ticket holder at Tennessee. And we'll just say that we happened to see him at the Tennessee-Alabama basketball game. He was in attendance with Coach Heupel.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, he ain't going. You got Peyton talking to him, man. He's staying forever. Excited to see where we go from here. We have a lot of highly touted players interested in coming to Rocky Top right now. The sky is the limit for Josh Heupel's Tennessee Volunteers. We'll be right back. Thank y'all for listening. We'll have Start Bench Cut next. Big Orange Concrete Pumping. They can accommodate any residential or commercial concrete project that you may have in mind. They have one of the biggest line pumps in the state. They take a lot of pride in their work, and they're waiting on your phone call today. Their number is 865-371-3367. Whether you're pumping noise and kneeling or pumping concrete, make sure you roll with the Big Orange. That's Big Orange Concrete Pumping, 865-371-3367. All right, welcome back to the Vawls Deep Podcast. Hope you're having a great night tonight, live on Facebook and YouTube. Please share this out for us. Hit the like button. We'd truly appreciate it. Next, we have Start Bench Cut. How this works is I'll give a question. We have to rank our answers in order from first to last. Start being one and cut being last. Are you all ready?
Let's get into it.
All right, Start Bench Cut. These former college football quarterbacks. Not putting Peyton in here for bias purposes, so nobody chew my head off for not putting Peyton in here. Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Johnny Manziel. Start Bench Cut.
This one was pretty tough. All your questions this week are tough, Luke.
This one was pretty easy for me.
Was it pretty easy? Well, I'll tell you, the start is the easy one for me. I start Tim Tebow. I think Tim Tebow may be the best college quarterback I've ever seen. He just played for the wrong damn team. If Tim Tebow was a Vawl, he'd be a true legend. But I start Tim Tebow. I'm going to cut or bench good old Johnny Manziel. I cut Cam Newton, as funny as that is to say.
Yeah, I'm going to start Tim Tebow, too. Tim, I think, also is probably maybe the greatest college football quarterback of all time. 2-time Heisman Trophy winner, was he? Two-time national champion.
I believe so.
What he done during his time in college football was just, it was pretty phenomenal. Granted, he played for Florida. I still give him credit, and he loves Tennessee too.
Oh, he does.
He loves Tennessee. I'll bench Johnny Manziel. I was a Johnny Manziel fan when he was playing. Johnny Manziel could have been a phenomenal quarterback if he just had his personal life in order. And if you've ever saw the Johnny Manziel Netflix documentary, you need to go see it because it is crazy what he was doing in his time in college and still being successful. and what he done when he went to the NFL that led to the big downfall. But cut Cam Newton.
Still a great college quarterback.
Oh, he was amazing.
He was great at Auburn, but at the same time, he doesn't come close to either one of those guys at all.
We have the same order, by the way. I'm gonna start Tebow. I think there's no doubt he's the best.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna give Cam Newton a little more credit than Corbin. I like Cam in college, not too much when he got with the Panthers, but I'm gonna bench Johnny Manziel. He was just unreal talent, and he was like a video game, man.
He was. I'm going to do something that you ain't going to believe. I'm going to compare Tim Tebow to Joe Milton. Can you believe this?
How?
Because I think Tim Tebow was a fantastic and awesome college quarterback, but he was terrible in the NFL. Joe Milton could be the exact opposite. Joe Milton could be just average to a little bit above average college football player, but he could be really good in that NFL system.
That's
so.
fair. That's fair.
I hope so.
Hey, speaking of NFL, if the Detroit Lions win the Super Bowl, that means Hendon Hooker in his rookie season is a
Gonna
Super
get a
Bowl
ring.
champion.
Gonna get him a ring. Willie 8 says, I think Tennessee needs to run a 2-quarterback system.
No.
At times, get both players playing time. You say no?
No.
No.
Sorry, Willie, I'm disagreeing.
I could see the argument, but I think it's pure. I think it's pure Nico right now.
Oh, it's going to be pure Nico.
Coach Ryan Jackson says start Tebow, bench Manziel, cut Newton. So there's 4 that's got that same order.
Must have been an easier question than I thought.
Today is National Peanut Butter Day. Start, bench, cut the best way to eat peanut butter: on crackers, on apples, or on a sandwich.
You start that on a sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, of course. If you're going to bench crackers, I'm not that big of a fan of peanut butter and crackers, but I will eat them. And cut apples, peanut butter. You put that, what's it called on apples?
Caramel.
Caramel. You put that on apples. But, peanut butter, the best that you can put it on, though, is waffles.
Peanut butter on waffles.
Peanut butter on waffles.
Never tried it.
Sonic has it on their cheeseburger right now.
I don't
Peanut
even.
butter?
Yeah, it's a peanut butter burger.
I'm glad Spanky ain't here.
He'd eat 4 of them.
That's pretty much the right order with me too. God, we're agreeing too much. Start on a sandwich, you bench a cracker, and if it's a rich cracker, that might even bump it up. And then I cut apple, because I don't know if I've ever put peanut on an apple.
It's good.
Peanut butter, is it?
Yeah, it's good.
It probably is.
But I've got the
Granny
same
Smith apple?
I've got the same order as you all as well. Which NFL playoff team do you prefer win the Super Bowl? 49ers, Lions, or Chiefs?
This is prefer win.
Prefer.
Everything's going to win. I'm going to start the Detroit Lions. I think they're America's team now, at least right now. I'm going to bench both of the others because the only team I want to win is the Lions. So I'm going to bench, I guess, the Chiefs, and I'm going to cut the 49ers because I don't know. I don't want either team to win or the Lions.
I'm going to start the Lions. Be a phenomenal story not to win a playoff game in over 30 years and go win a Super Bowl. How much more of a story can you make? That's what you make movies out of, honestly. Bench the 49ers. I'm a Brock Purdy fan, obviously. Brock Purdy is a legit quarterback. He's a very good quarterback. And cut the Chiefs. Even though if the Chiefs did win, just imagine if we got Tay and Travis Kelce on the field with confetti, and he sets on one knee and proposes to her while the confetti is flying.
Corbin is in love, boys.
Could you imagine the Taylor Swift fan base at that point? We wouldn't even know there was a Super Bowl.
I'll save my comment for later.
I'm going to start the Lions. I love Dan Campbell. I love the story, and that's definitely going to be my start. I'm going to bench the 49ers. Love to see Juwan Jennings get a ring.
That's true.
Like Christian McCaffrey too. And I'm gonna cut the Chiefs. I really don't dislike them that much. I'm just not that big of a fan.
I like Patrick Mahomes.
I like Mahomes, but
I think Mahomes is the best quarterback in the game today.
I hope Elle ain't listening. But I'm sick of seeing Taylor.
I hear you.
Every time something happens, the camera goes right up there to her.
But you do know we're going to get a VFL of Super Bowl ring no matter what.
No matter what.
We got Juwan Jennings, got Hendon Hooker, we got
Trey
Smith, and you got T. Martin at Baltimore.
Oh yeah, that is right. I forgot he was up there.
Yeah.
What is he? An offensive coordinator?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure is. Let's see. Starbench cut the most annoying celebrity NFL couple of all time. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo, Tom Brady and Giselle, whatever her name is, the model.
You know, when I watch a football game, I try my best not to pay attention to any of this garbage. So if I could start all three of these, I would. But I guess the most annoying that I can remember is Tom Brady and Giselle, because I really don't give a damn about what their relationship is. I want to watch them play football.
They're back together now.
Are they really? I didn't even
Pretty
know
sure
that.
they are.
Well, he retired and she got back with him, I guess. Whatever. I
Missing
couldn't care
that
less.
money.
I'm going to bench Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo. I'm cutting Kelsey and Taylor Swift for now, although it's starting to really get on my nerves.
Dang, we are different here. I got Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Starting it?
That's starting. Just because
It's current right now.
well, it's just, daggone, they're running it in the ground. Like, it's more of the Taylor Swift show than it is the NFL show.
Yeah, it's pretty
And what drives me up the wall is the Taylor Swift fans.
it's not really a jab at Taylor. It's a NFL just
Yeah.
blowing it up. You know?
Well, the Taylor Swift fans, like my brother's soon-to-be wife, she's like, Taylor Swift made Travis Kelce famous. And she's being 100% serious. And I'm like, what? He's won like 3 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowls, something like that. So start that. I'll bench Jessica Simpson, Tony Romo. I remember that. That was, I remember it some. I didn't pay much attention, I guess. And Tom Brady and Giselle, I don't even know who the hell Giselle is. If he's with her and he got back with her, is that the same woman that made
she's
him
a
retire?
model. That's all I know.
Is she the one that made him retire or try to retire? And got with,
I think so.
Got to back up for a second because Coach Ryan Jackson reminded me
Yeah,
that
I've
Kim
seen
Sutton plays for the Lions as well. I knew there was one line. I couldn't think
Now,
of it off the top of my
there's
head.
another one, too. You got Jalen Reeves-Maben that plays for the
Oh,
Lions
yeah?
as well.
hey, Hendon Hooker is going to be a rookie Super Bowl champion, by God.
Yeah, I'm going to
Carrying a
start.
clipboard.
Quickest
We love
quarterback
it.
in the history of Tennessee to become a Super Bowl champion will be Hendon Hooker.
Don't be throwing no jabs at Peyton.
I ain't throwing no jabs at Peyton. I'm just saying he's about to set a record.
I'm gonna start Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I'm gonna bench Jessica Simpson and Tony Romo.
Keep going.
I'm gonna cut Tom Brady and the model.
You got something against Peyton Manning?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, well, in the NFL, I do.
Oh, okay.
In the NFL,
I'll keep that in the back of my mind for a minute.
I think Peyton in the NFL, and I've said on here before, he was a choke artist. He could have won 6, 7 Super Bowls, but he always could never get it together.
Well,
in the
let's get to this
playoffs.
duel. Let's get on to this duel.
Jessica says Corbin is fired.
Fire me, damn it.
Tyler Meredith says Tebow made me a Gator fan for a few years.
I could never say that.
Swamp Kings on Netflix is definitely worth a watch. Yeah, Swamp Kings on Netflix is good, but I can never be a Gator fan ever.
Swamp Kings. Is that like swamp people?
No, I hated Tim Tebow when he played for Florida. It was after he graduated when I really become a fan of his.
Yeah.
Truth be told.
Yeah, I started liking him when he started commentating.
Yeah.
That's whenever I started liking him. Ella says she loves Taylor Swift. Oops, I mean the Chiefs. And she says she's a dedicated Swiftie.
You ever want to go down a rabbit hole, go down a Taylor Swift conspiracy. Whoops. Don't.
Yeah, don't tell Ella that. She'll be late for school in the morning.
That YouTube puts you in that rabbit hole.
All right, last one. Start bench cut these liquors: whiskey, tequila, and vodka.
I'm cutting vodka. I don't remember New Year's.
I'm going to start tequila because it makes your clothes fall off.
What happened on New Year's? I don't even remember. All I know is that watermelon, Red Bull, and vodka is very, very, very good.
New Year's. Oh, Jens was at the Tennessee game during New Year's. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw the videos. Yeah, I say so.
Watermelon vodka or watermelon, Red Bull, and vodka. Yeah, that was my friend that night. So I guess I'll start vodka. I'm going to cut whiskey or bench whiskey and cut tequila.
I thought you was cutting vodka.
No, I should cut vodka.
You
But
should cut it. Corbin?
Well, like I said, you start tequila because it makes women's clothes fall off. Then you got a bench vodka. Vodka goes good with everything. And whiskey. I'm not a whiskey drinker. I'm not much of a liquor drinker anyway. I'm a beer drinker. Miller Lite, Bud Light, Busch Light, Michelob.
You don't care, do you?
Watermelon, Red Bull, and vodka. That's a bad idea.
I'm going to start whiskey, bench tequila, and cut vodka because vodka to me tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Hey, it wasn't but a few weeks ago. We was at the house just drinking around some. Mom was making some mixed drinks, and I got hammered drunk. And I woke up the next morning. I was like, how did I get to bed? And I didn't remember going to bed, what I'd done. Come to find out, it was pre-made margarita mix with tequila in it. And Mom was pouring like 2 double shots into it with it. So I was in a different dimension over there.
At this bar in Orlando, and I'm trying to decide what to drink, and I see they have watermelon Red Bull. And I know that vodka goes pretty good with Red Bull. So I asked the bartender to make me a watermelon Red Bull with a shot of vodka. And he done the exact opposite. He poured 3/4 of the glass of vodka, did put a splash of watermelon Red Bull. Then some guy randomly comes up to me and asks me if I wanted to go talk to Chris Johnson. Like, Chris Johnson? He goes, yeah, he plays for your team. I'm like, Chris Johnson? No, we don't have a Chris Johnson on the Vawls. Yeah, man, Chris Johnson, Tennessee Titans. Like, he was convinced that he was going to get Chris Johnson to come see us at the bar.
Like Chris Johnson?
Yeah, like CJ2K. Yeah, it was.
There's a lot more to that.
It went downhill from there.
About
Yeah,
it on here, but it's like he really likes Spur.
Yeah, he really liked me.
Hell
awkward.
yeah. Hell
He
yeah.
really, really likes Spur. He wanted to take some videos of Spur.
What? What, Jeffrey Dahmer?
No. Off the air comment here in a minute.
Oh, hell.
Ryan Jackson says you start whiskey, bench vodka, cut tequila. Jessica says, haha, Corbin was feeling no pain.
Yeah, I'm glad she got me in bed because I don't even know what
She
happened
got you in
that
bed?
night.
What?
Corbin's tied down now.
Oh, there you go, Corbin.
Yeah, kind of. No longer the ladies' man out here. Still the ladies' man, but not so much so.
All right, that was Start Bench Cut. Very fun segment. One of my personal favorites. We'll have our next talking point of the day next. Please like and give us some shares. Z&N Concrete are the professionals you need to call for all of your concrete finishing needs. Driveways, sidewalks, curbs, garage pads, footers, and much more. They can do it all. No job is too big. No job is too small. Give Z&N Concrete a call today, 865-360-6176. Residential or commercial. That's Z&N Concrete, 865-360-6176. Trident Hydro Clean, your exterior home cleaning professionals, house, roof, driveway, concrete, gutters, and much more. Trident Hydro Clean, 865-363-8815. They've been in business for 5 years, and they have a 5-star Google rating and a 5-star Facebook rating. Call Jacob today. Give your house, driveway, and or patio the care it deserves. 100% satisfaction guarantee. See the difference between a professional and amateur cleaning. That's 865-363-8815.
We're live and in prime time.
Live. Got our next talking point presented by Trident Hydro Clean. Thank you, Jacob Haney with Trident Hydro Clean for sponsoring this segment. Reach out to him for all of your pressure washing needs. Share this out for your friends. Big giveaways coming up soon. Now let's talk about some Tennessee basketball. We'll start with the men. Tennessee defeated Alabama handily 91-71. Tennessee currently sits at the number 5 spot in the AP poll. They are now 14-4 overall in the season, 4-1 in conference play, and 10-0 at home inside of Thompson-Boling Arena. How impressed are you with Rick Barnes' Volunteers so far this season?
I'm very, very impressed, especially recently. I mean, Luke and myself, my woman Jess, and Spanky, we all went to that Tennessee-Alabama game. We had $450 seats. That's what these seats cost for each seat. We had 4 of them. Now, granted, we didn't pay that much for them. We just kind of found out they were on Ticketmaster and sat there. But to see that team just
Don't
dominate.
be giving away our secrets on here. People start doing what we do.
To dominate Alabama the way that they done was just, it was awesome because Alabama had the number 1 offense in the SEC coming into the game. And Tennessee took control of the game early, never looked back. It was never in doubt. They done the same thing a couple times this year. They killed Florida. They've beaten several teams. Dalton Connect is an absolute monster. He scored 25 points in his last 4 games, 30 points in 3 of those 4 games. He's had 2 of those games at 35 points and 1 at 39. I mean, it's just, and he's doing so quietly. It's so
he's averaging,
strange.
what, 32 a game?
Yeah,
or
32 a
something?
game. He's shooting 40% from 3-point right now. If that ain't a lottery pick, I don't know what is. You know, I was worried about him early in the year when he got his ankle rolled, but he's on fire right now. And Jonas Adu is playing like the Jonas Adu we wanted to see. Josiah Jordan-James is playing great. Vescovi's coming around. He's tremendous on defense. We had the best defender in the country. That's Meshack.
Yeah, Meshack is very underrated.
And we're not even talking about Ziegler right now, who is probably the glue of the whole team.
Ziegler's been kind of down recently in a way.
But he hasn't.
I think the knee's still in the back of his head a little bit,
Yeah.
just a little bit.
But we're as deep as they come. Well, you know, Ponce de Leon's playing. The other big kid, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, has played quite a
true
bit.
freshman.
The true freshman, yeah. So Tennessee's deep. They're talented all the way around. It's a Final Four team. It really is.
Yeah, keep improving. That's all. You know, I love this. I think this might be my favorite team. Definitely my favorite team since Grant Williams and Admiral Schofield.
I think this team is more well built around each other
Mm-hmm.
than that time period.
I think we had the best backcourt in the country.
And Dalton Connect, he's just a man. He's getting Kevin Durant to endorse him on Twitter, if that's saying anything.
Yeah, he should be definitely a top 10 draft pick.
I'm gonna go as far as top 5 draft pick. You know, he keeps balling out like he's doing. He keeps this consistent. Oh gosh, you could be looking at maybe number 1 NBA draft pick
On this
right there.
show just a few weeks ago, I said he's a second-round pick. I'm changing that now to I think he's a lottery pick right now.
He's great. I hope they don't peak too early. I want to see a good March run, but if there's a team to get it done for Rick Barnes before retirement, I think this is the one.
Absolutely.
It's stacked.
Gotta say hi to Mom. She's watching us. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom, what's up? The Tennessee men will take on Vanderbilt Saturday at 6. This game will be in Nashville, and Vanderbilt has seemed to give us a lot of trouble in basketball lately, but they are 0-5 in conference play, 5-13 on the season, 5-6 at home. So we shouldn't have any issues here, but there's no doubt that Vanderbilt is going to give us their best shot.
That's right. There's no reason why we shouldn't win this game by 15 points. But every team's going to play us hard. We're the gold standard in the SEC now. It's not Kentucky. It's Tennessee. Teams want to beat us to elevate their own resumes, so we always have to be ready for that because we're going to get Vanderbilt's absolute best. There's no doubt.
Oh, Vandy's gonna play us. They're gonna play us tough. I know they'll play us tough, but we'll squeak out at the end and we'll get this victory.
You know, Vanderbilt does have a true home court advantage with the way the gym's set up.
They do.
It's different than any other gym in the country. You got, your benches are on the baselines, so it is a little bit different. Coaching's a little bit different.
Now they got rid of that court they did have, where it's like 10 feet above everything, didn't they?
I don't know.
I don't think they've changed anything.
I don't think they've changed.
I ain't watched
it.
the Vanderbilt game this year, but I thought I had heard that they had.
I don't know. We had to walk through it to get to the daggum football game
Yeah, it was very weird, and the baseball field.
in the baseball.
I've
field.
always been scared for my life watching people play on that court. Like somebody gonna get hurt right there.
Spur, you've already got a vote from Ella.
Thank you, Ella.
What the heck?
You got to step your game up, Corbin.
That is not fair.
The Lady Vawls have continued to improve. They're 12-6 overall, 5-1 in conference play, which is a big deal. They beat Vanderbilt on Sunday, 73-64. Wasn't pretty, but glad they got the win on back Pat night. This was also Coach Kelly Harper's 100th win, so congratulations to her.
Yeah, I'm so happy for Kelly Harper. I spoke to her briefly after the game Sunday. She's just genuine and an asset to Tennessee. There's been a lot of negative comments after a tough loss at Mississippi State, but the Lady Vols are currently 5-1 in the SEC. They're number 2 and playing very well. They certainly have some big tests ahead, but last year's team made the Sweet 16 in the SEC championship game and there's no reason this team couldn't do the same. I feel the key to this team may be Julian Hollyshed. She's been a little off of her game here lately. She just seems unconfident. And I think if she can get her shooting touch back and start driving the ball a little bit, they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I said earlier at the beginning of the show, these Lady Vawls I think they're a really decent team. Like, better than what I thought we was going to get this year. And while they play from behind, they come out with a victory at the end. And they've been playing hard-nosed, tough basketball, and they've been getting it done. Now, I didn't look this up the other day. Did you know that the Lady Vols have made the NCAA tournament every single season in history?
Yes, they've never missed the NCAA tournament.
The only 3 times they did, they wasn't a women's tournament.
That is correct.
That was at the beginning of women's basketball, and the all-time winning record is like 1,083 wins, something like that. Maybe
It's more than that.
1,400.
Yeah, it's a
but
lot.
but the losses is like 300 losses all time. Like, it is a phenomenal record. Like, that is just crazy.
Yeah, I know we talk about the volunteer club on here a lot, but I got to mention the Lady Vols Boost Her Club. They're having a big event Friday at the West Club in Neyland Stadium that you can go and get tickets to. They're having a hors d'oeuvres. It's from 6 to 9 p.m. All the Lady Vols will be there. Coach Harper's going to be there. The softball team will be there. The soccer team's going to be there. So it'll be a big event supporting women's sports at Tennessee, and that's always important too.
What are hors d'oeuvres?
It's heavy. It's heavy finger foods.
Oh, okay.
It's
Easy enough.
it's a fancy name for finger foods.
Yeah, I've heard
Ham sandwiches.
I heard
probably.
I think I heard the name on Ace Ventura on that movie.
Hors
but I never
d'oeuvres?
knew what it was. Yeah.
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 You're naming movies I never saw.
The
Again.
Lady Vols. You never seen Ace Ventura?
Who?
Oh my God! The Lady Vols will play Ole Miss this coming Sunday in Mississippi. Should be a good matchup. Ole Miss is 13-5 overall, 3-2 in conference play, 6-3 at home.
Yep, it's a big road test in the SEC, but I think the ladies are coming together and hope that it continues. So go Lady Vols.
Terry Reeves says Saturday is my birthday. The Vols will give me a win. Happy future birthday, Terry. Thanks for joining in and commenting. Tyler Meredith says Alabama's beating Auburn at the half, 44-30. Not impressed with Auburn at all.
Or how much more impressive is that Tennessee win because of that?
That's true too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too. I'm sure Alabama might have a little bit of fire under them after that beat down. I want to do the men this week. We'll do women next week. But give me your Mount Rushmore of Tennessee basketball players all time. Let's go one at a time.
All right, one at a time. My number one person that I put on the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee basketball is, without a doubt, probably the best player that's ever played at Tennessee, Allen Houston. He set the standard for Tennessee basketball. He's the number one all-time scorer, led the Vols for his 4 years at Tennessee, and is just tremendous. His numbers retired in the rafters.
I'm just going to do mine a little different. I'm going to say, since I've been watching Tennessee basketball, so I can give my judgment on my years. Number one for me would be Chris Lofton. Like, absolute legend. Like,
Can't even follow directions.
I'm gonna roll with Bernard King as my one.
That's a good number one.
That's a good one. That's what I'm gonna roll with. Who's your number two?
My number two was Bernard King, three-time SEC Player of the Year, and that's something to be said when you're a three-time Conference Player of the Year. He was an All-American in 76 and 77, 1,962 points, 1,004 rebounds, a 3-year career at Tennessee. He had 22 career double-doubles, averaged 25.8 points. That's pretty incredible.
put me at Grant Williams at number 2.
Grant Williams at 2 on your Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna go Allen Houston as my number 2 on my Mount my Mount Rushmore. Who's your number 3?
That'd be like Corbin said for his number 1, Chris Lofton, the best pure three-point shooter I've ever seen at Tennessee. May have single-handedly him on that Bruce Pearl team changed the trajectory of Tennessee basketball forever. Mm-hmm. So he was a star, and I loved watching everything Chris Lofton done. Still get chills thinking about some of those threes that he made against Texas and Kansas in those early days. Is awesome.
Number 3, John L. Stokes. If anybody remembers John L. Stokes.
Of course I remember him.
I remember him.
I love John L. Stokes growing up.
I do too. I'm going to go Chris Lofton as my number 3 on my Mount Rushmore. What about number 4?
I went a little bit different on this one. I went Dale Ellis, and maybe more for his NBA career. He was selected number 9 overall in the 83 NBA draft and scored 19,000 career points. He led Tennessee in 83 to a SEC regular season championship and an SEC tournament title. He also appeared in the Sweet 16 in 1981 and was named a 2-time SEC Player of the Year. So Dale Ellis, another number that's retired in the jersey in the rafters.
Number 4, I'm going to put a guy who only played 1 year at Tennessee, but he's still playing today in the NBA, and he's probably my favorite NBA player. And it's Tobias Harris.
That's a good one.
I love Tobias Harris.
That's a good one. I'm going to go, man, I really want to put Ron Slay in here, but I can't. I'm going to go Tony White at number 4.
I had Ron Slater wrote down too at one point.
Yeah, I love Ron, though. I do love
too.
Ron. But yeah, I'm going to go Tony White for my final.
That's a very good choice.
We're going to honorable mention as well. I'm going to go Ernie Grunfeld right there.
My honorable mention went to Grant Williams. I think he's not quite in the top 4, but very, very, very close. I loved Grant Williams. Still love Grant Williams.
I do too.
Dalton Connect.
I like it. Coach Ryan Jackson says, how many college programs are on the same level as we are? Our baseball team is great. Our football team is great. Both of our basketball teams are great. Our tennis team is great. What other college can say that?
Our softball team's ranked number 2.
Mm-hmm. Softball's amazing as well.
You know, Tennessee did win the national championship for all-around sports last year. I don't remember what they call that, but there is a name for it.
Yeah, they've done it for 2 years
Yeah,
now.
and they may do it this year as well.
Yeah, they're definitely doing it
Yeah.
again. I think it's an SEC thing.
Yeah, all-around school.
Kelsey Slavin says, how's it going, fellas? Glad to finally catch you live. What's up, man? Good to hear from you.
And,
Usually-
Kelsey.
and more on Ryan's comment there. Danny White today announced renovations to Sherry Lee Parker Stadium, the
I didn't
softball
see that.
stadium.
Okay.
Yes, he did. They're going to build a new clubhouse and add a few more seats. He said that the seats back to the baseball stadium, seats in the left field area are going to be installed this week and should be good to go. You know, baseball starts 3 weeks from tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
crazy. Their first practice is tomorrow, and the actual season begins 3 weeks from tomorrow.
I'm fired
Or
up
3
for
weeks
you,
from
man.
Friday.
And we start off the season in down in Texas.
In Dallas, yep.
Yeah, baseball has it's took the number
It's
2
sold out
spot
the
for
season
me.
already. It's crazy.
They have a 99% renewal rate on the tickets.
Yeah.
It's unreal. Dustin Goads has the President's Cup or something like that is what they call that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. All right, we'll be right back next. What? We've got the duel, right?
Oh, I guess we do.
We've got the duel. So y'all can stick around. You'll be voting in the comments who you believe wins the duel between these two. 5 tough questions.
Do you have dreams about what your property could be? Whether it's driveways, ponds, septic, new home construction, or even forestry mulching, let us earn your business and make your property dreams come true. Call Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for supporting small businesses that support you. Again, that's Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408.
All right. Now
I don't know why you're holding my belt.
I'm the champion. I never
No,
lost it.
no.
I never lost it. I'm still
Never
here.
lost it. You didn't show up to defend it.
I was busy.
You already knew the result.
I was
anyway.
doing champion things. I was going around the town doing the media ordeal and everything. Everybody
More
wanted to interview
important than
me.
showing up to defend your title.
I took this thing on the Morgan County Today show. I took it to Gatlinburg. I took it to Knoxville.
Nobody watches that show.
I took it to Atlanta, Georgia. By God,
the belt's going around the world.
I even took
Going
it to
around the
even took it to a dang Tennessee house party. I mean, come on with it.
Well,
Share this out for us if you don't care. We've got some entertainment coming your way. All right, the duel is presented by Premier Excavation. Spur and Corbin will battle it out over a few tough questions.
over my title.
And the winner not only gets bragging rights, but they get some hardware to drag around with them for the week. All right, question number 1. With NASCAR season approaching soon, is NASCAR on an incline or is it a dying sport?
All right, fake champ, go ahead.
Well, it's on the incline. I mean, NASCAR's TV ratings have been up tremendously compared to what they've been in the past few years. They keep going up. The attendance last year, NASCAR sold out like 28 races out of 36. So, and they just struck the biggest TV deal in the history of the sport. That even includes like 4 races going to be broadcast on Amazon Prime. It's going to be like $1.1 billion a year. So, no, they're definitely on the incline.
You know, NASCAR went downhill after their big stars died off or retired. I hate to say it. It just is what it is.
Who was that then?
That'd be Dale Earnhardt. Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale Earnhardt Sr.?
Yeah.
Because, in 2004 to 2007, the most viewed NASCAR was in the history of the sport was during that time, and Dale Sr. died in 2001.
Well, they could really use some new star power. There's no doubt about that. Who's the big star in NASCAR right now? I couldn't even tell you who the big star is.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott?
Chase Elliott.
That don't ring star power to me.
And Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson. That don't ring star power to me. You go out and you ask the average person out here on the street, who is Kyle Larson? He's some.
Everybody knows Kyle Larson because he doesn't just do NASCAR.
No, I'm telling you, ask the average sports fan who is Kyle Larson. Nobody's going to know who the hell he is.
Well, you
go ask the average sports fan who is Dale Earnhardt. They're going to know who he is.
If you was to ask anybody who watches racing in the world, whether it's Formula One, IndyCar, dirt track racing, NASCAR racing,
they already watching racing though. That's what I'm getting at.
No,
they got to make new fans and new stars. They don't have a new star right now.
They do have stars.
They got to get back to the glory days of racing. They're getting too high tech, too safety cautious. I know it's good reason to be safe, but until the sport gets more exciting and gives fans actual reason to watch, then they're just not going to get these new fans. And I love NASCAR. I want them to be successful. But the fact of the matter is, it's boring most of the time. It really is. The races themselves are boring.
Well, if you was to watch the races in the 1980s, the driver that was winning the race was ahead by like everybody was a lap down.
But you never knew what was going to happen.
And
we need a Tony Stewart to get out there and throw a helmet at somebody.
You still have that today.
You don't have that today. They make some fake fight in the daggum pits. It's almost like pro wrestling.
No, it is not.
And I'll tell you one more thing. They got to be really conscious of who their fan base is. Political statements have to go away in NASCAR. NASCAR cannot go woke. If they go woke, it's over for them.
They got a car on the track that says Trump 2024.
Well, and that's fine. That's all good and dandy. But they got to be careful of that line. But they cannot go woke. If they go woke one time, it's over.
But the question is it
they
dying?
Cannot Bud Light NASCAR.
How is it dying if everything is up above what it was, even when Dale Sr. got killed?
Money's there, and
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about TV. Like more people watches racing now than whenever Dale Sr. got.
I don't know about that. I'm curious as to what the actual ratings are and how many people's actually watching racing.
When Dale Sr. got killed, the average TV rating for NASCAR was like 2.5 million viewers.
2.5 million or 2.5? There's a big difference.
Like 2.5 million viewers, which is 2.5 million. The average fan base now is like per race is.
That being said,
it's like 4 million viewers.
I don't know. They're getting 4 million a week. I'm going to have to look that up. That being said, money's still being made. They run a ton of races every year. Ratings are okay. They're nothing special. The sponsors are still spending money, and most races are still well attended. So I will give you that part. You can get a ticket to Bristol right now, but 10 years ago at this time, you'd have never been able to buy a ticket.
It's actually got to the point where there's some races that I go to every year. Like, if you don't get in, like North Wilkesboro, like, I've never been there, but you have to get a ticket when the ticket match goes. And so Daytona 500, I go to it every year. If you don't get a ticket for it when they have tickets announced, it is so tough to get tickets because people, when they'll get sold out and then they'll be on resale, but it'll be like, well, if you want to go, you're going to have to spend $600 per ticket.
I don't think I'd ever spend $600 on a NASCAR ticket.
Nashville Speedway, it's got to where it's sell out every year.
I could have bought tickets the day of the race, standard ticket last year.
Ryan Jackson said
to what, Bristol?
No, to the race in Lebanon out there in Nashville. I just about done it that day. I thought about it. I actually wanted to go. I like NASCAR. I want them to be good. I just wish they'd get back to
that was the track that surprised me. Like, I don't know how they got a fan base to go sell that place out year after year.
And again, if
they quit going to Nashville for so many years.
If they can make them a new star, they got to have a new Dale Earnhardt. They got to have a new Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson's coming back this year. I kind of like that.
Well, I'll tell you how much of a star Chase Elliott is. When Chase Elliott last year got hurt, the TV ratings for NASCAR went down the hole.
I didn't even know he got hurt. That's how bad it is.
For a few weeks. And
what number does he drive? I don't know.
No, it's number 9, Bill Elliott's son. Everybody loves
number
him.
9, isn't that Casey Kane? See, that's how much I know about Chase Elliott.
Casey Kane be racing at Knoxville or Smoky Mountain Speedway this coming year.
That's cool.
But they do have stars. Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott.
Ryan Jackson says it died when Earnhardt died.
I agree. I do. I hate to say it. I like NASCAR.
I don't see how that is possible whenever the TV ratings was the biggest they've ever been post Dale Earnhardt.
Ron Jack says everybody in the last 50 years knows who Ric Flair is. You can't say that about these new NASCAR guys.
Yep. And they're super talented. I will say that. They could drive the wheels off these cars, but
Josh says it's inflation, Corbin. That's why.
Inflation.
Inflation on the money. Yep.
That's what hurt him in 2008 was when the economy crashed.
All right. We've had enough about NASCAR.
Question 2: Who is the best wrestling tag team of all time?
I'll let you go first.
You let me go first on this one. This is such a tough question, and it pains me at times because I got some that I absolutely love and are near and dear to my heart. But I'm going to say the greatest wrestling tag team of all time, and a team that I wouldn't want to mess with if I was on the street, is the Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, Animal and Hawk. You see them coming, you know it's a bad day for you. They were dominant in the 90s. They were very dominant in the early 2000s, but the Legion of Doom, Animal and Hawk, the Road Warriors, go down as my greatest tag team of all time.
It's a tough one because I got so many I'm thinking of. Legion of Doom, that's a really good one. I'll give you that one. Shit. So all of pro wrestling or just WWE?
You can do whatever you want.
Pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling. Okay.
Don't you do Zach and Dylan. I don't want to hear that.
How about the Dudley Boys? I mean, they won the ECW tag team titles, the WCW tag team titles, WWE tag team titles, New Japan Pro Wrestling tag team titles. They won tag team titles in every company they ever went to. TNA tag team titles, it don't matter. They're like a freaking 50-time tag team champions across the board. Dudley Boys. Everybody knows who the damn Dudley Boys are. And everybody remembers their matches.
I don't know if everybody knows who the Dudley Boys are.
Everybody remembers their matches with Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys at WrestleMania, the TLC matches and everything.
I like Dudley Boys. It's not a bad answer. I'd probably put them in about 9 or 10 on my list, but they're okay.
Good. Let us know in the comments who you believe is winning the duel. Question 3: Who is the best Tennessee point guard of all time?
Your turn.
That's a tough one for Tennessee, honestly.
I've got the answer.
I was going to say Chris Lofton, but he was a shooting and a point guard, so.
All right, yeah, Chris Lofton wasn't a true point guard. The best true point guard of Tennessee of all time is playing for the Tennessee Volunteers right now. Zakai Ziegler is the best true point guard of all time at Tennessee. He's leading the team. He's got the assist. He can shoot the three. He can dish the ball. He can play defense. Zakai Ziegler is the best true point guard we've ever seen wear a Tennessee uniform. You can't say it about Allen Houston. He wasn't a true point guard. Chris Lofton wasn't a true point guard. Tony White wasn't a true point guard. Zakai Ziegler is a true point guard all the way around.
That's the thing with Tennessee. Like, have we ever really had like a true point guard in history?
Yes, right now.
Right now we do. Okay, but like,
It's tough. It's a tough question.
You know, you could argue Kennedy Chandler, but he only played here a short time.
But Chris Lofton, I mean, one of the greatest 3-point shooters of all time.
Yeah, but he didn't bring the ball up to court most of the time. He played at 2 position, not the 1.
All right, y'all ready
It was
to get
tough. I know it was a tough question.
Y'all ready to
I
get
tricked you with that one a little bit, didn't I?
All right, we're about to really burn some feathers here.
Oh, God, here we go.
Should women be allowed to compete against men in sports?
No. Would you put a woman in the NBA against them men? Would you put a woman in the NFL?
Corbin, absolutely women should be allowed to compete against men in sports. 100% absolutely. They should absolutely be allowed to compete against men in sports.
Put a woman.
However,
put a woman in the NFL and let her get her dick.
Wait. However, wait. There's a trick to this. Men shouldn't be allowed to compete against women. Women should be allowed to compete against men. If they're good enough to make it to the men's, they should be allowed to compete in that. But a man should never have to be in a competition.
Well, just get rid of women's college basketball, men's college
basketball.
basketball.
No, that's not what I said.
Let's just put them together over here.
No.
Together over here. Let's make them one big old.
You just wait on the next question because you think that one was bad. This next one's coming. I already know it. So I got a little heads up as to what the next question.
You cannot put women against me. What are we talking about? Sports?
No,
like
no,
basketball,
listen.
football, baseball, the Olympics. What are we talking about? Like Vug and Tug? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Hey, have we not seen women kick in college football?
I know there's been like one woman that's kicked in college football.
All right.
For like some bum ass freaking school that's Division III with a stadium that holds like 200 people.
Well, all right, but she was good enough to kick in college football. I'm fine with that. We should never put
Well, put a damn Tennessee. Well, no, I don't even know. Put a damn Josie on her against the University of Alabama and see
if she's good enough to kick for one of our teams. I'm fine with it. Thing is, though, we shouldn't be putting a man on a women's team. That's the difference.
What the hell is going on over here?
We said women compete against men, not men compete against women. This is going way over his head.
I don't even know. Like,
go ahead, Luke. Just go ahead and ask the next question.
Josh Jackson says, actually, Vandy had a female kicker kick an extra point against UT.
They
freaking
did.
Vanderbilt, though.
She's an SEC kicker.
I can't repeat that comment, Ryan Jackson. All right, last one. Let us know in the comments who's winning the duel. Clay Travis, with Outkick the Coverage, has challenged the WNBA with the $1 million bet. He bets that a state champion high school boys team could beat the best team in the WNBA. Agree or disagree?
Say that one more time.
One more time. All right.
You're speaking WNBA.
Clay Travis, without Kick the Coverage, has challenged the WNBA with a $1 million bet that a state championship high school basketball team, boys, could beat the best team in the WNBA. Agree or disagree?
This is a real thing going on.
It's a real thing.
This is legit. Clay Travis has put up $1 million of his own money that he could choose a boys state championship level team that would beat the WNBA champion Las Vegas Aces. He's challenged them. He wants to put it on pay-per-view. He said it'll be the
What
most.
is this? Goals going wild on paper?
He said it'll be the most watched WNBA game of all time. Think about it. High school boys state championship team. Could they beat the WNBA champions?
Is it the state championship team or is it the all of a like?
No, it's a state championship high school boys team of his choosing, so it could be a good state championship team. I think they beat the WNBA. I really do. I think there's that big of a difference in the athleticism of men versus women. Because you get some of these high school teams like the IMG Academy, they got NBA stars on that team. That go right out of high school straight to the NBA. You got two of those on your team, you're beating the 5 best WNBA players. And I love women's basketball.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. That ain't even a dual question. I have to agree with you. I mean,
You had to agree with me? What do you think about that bet? Should the WNBA take it? They talk about wanting more money.
Yes, the WNBA. I know they got to struggle. I think they've got better throughout the years. The fan attendance.
They have, and like I said, I want to go. Jordan Horston's a personal friend of my girlfriend's, and we'd love to go see her play. And I support the WNBA, but I think you'd put the argument to bed about women competing against men and men competing against women if they'd done something like that.
What it reminds me of is that Family Guy episode where Family Guy.
We've really confused Corbin on these dual questions.
Throw back to that scene, and that they was playing the WNBA game was going on, and the announcers was just talking all quiet and slow and about to sleep, and the score was like 8-9 in the fourth quarter, and they're like, it's a very close, intense matchup right here, and the fans are going crazy, and there's one fan in the crowd going, "Yeah, come on!"
When Clay Travis first initially made this comment, Chelsea Gray of the Las Vegas Aces commented back, "Ridiculous." So then he put up $1 million to challenge them, and they've yet to accept the challenge.
This actually reminds me of something. You remember, it's like 10 years ago, the Patriots and Tom Brady was so good and Alabama was so good. You remember it was like a dream, like if there was some way to get Alabama to face New England Patriots, who would win?
We talked about that earlier. What about Billie Jean King in the tennis match, A man played a woman. That was way back, but that was
I don't know nothing about tennis.
But that drew huge ratings back then. It's It's probably the most historic tennis match of all time.
But if I was WNBA, I'd do it. I mean, it'd be good publicity for them. I mean, they might get few
Would it
extra
be
500
good?
fans out
Would
of
it be good publicity though if the boys beat them? That's the thing.
I'd buy it. I would
See,
buy that
you-
pay for. I would
you'd
buy.
wanna see
I
it,
would.
would you
I
not?
would buy that pay for view just to see it.
Yep, I would too.
I would be intrigued, and if I was them, I'd take that up. I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah, tell them they can split the revenue from it. Yeah, I'd be for it.
Good.
I guess we're good.
All right, let us know in the comments who you believe won the duel. Spur is up right now.
What is with all the women bashing on here tonight?
Wait,
Dadgum.
how's that bashing? I ain't bashing
Let's go back.
nobody.
Ryan said, "Forget about this. Spur done
Yeah,
won.
I
Let's
already-
go back to the women's question."
I don't even know what the hell you are talking about over here.
Ella says the only tag team she knows is Zach and Dylan. Y'all are old. She called you old, Spur.
I was gonna say the Usos, but then again, it's a different time nowadays.
Hey,
what it
Ella.
was.
Ella, you voted for me, so you better be careful here, because I'll talk about Zach and Dylan. And I'll mention the Heat Seekers. I think the Heat Seekers hold a win over Zach and Dylan recently.
The Amish.
No, Sigmund and
Amish.
Elliott.
Oh, I know, but I miss the Amish. Josh Jackson says, unless the WNBA team has that girl from Iowa, they are screwed.
She's going to be a megastar. She really is. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's very, very good.
Don't run over her after a game.
Is that the one that plays for Iowa right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they got beat by Ohio State Sunday.
they did. She scored 45 points.
I actually watched the end of that game. That was a pretty decent game from what I watched.
They stormed the court in a women's game.
And I usually don't watch many women's basketball games, but that was a damn good game.
Ryan Jackson says, no way a college could beat a pro team and no way a WNBA team would lose to a bunch of high school boys.
Ryan, we're going to talk about this later on.
All right, that was the duel brought to you by Premier Excavation. Make sure you reach out to my good friend Travis Duncan with Premier Excavation for any of your land needs. Let us know in the comments who you believe won the duel. We'll be right back with our pick'ems. Hey y'all, it's the Vawl Daddy. The C&D Tire Pros are your go-to experts for nearly all of your vehicle needs. Located in the heart of Oak Ridge at 164 Fairbanks Road, they've got a 4.8 out of 5-star rating, and that's very hard to do in the tire business. Tire installation, wheel alignment, wheel balancing, tire rotation, tire repair, brake changes, oil changes. Hell, they'll even paint your back porch. I've known Zach since he was in diapers. We went to church together. We went to school together. We played football together. And he's been changing tires since he's been in diapers. Give them a call today, 865-483-7455. Like them on Facebook. That's C&D Tire, 865-483-7455.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man here, the Spank. Like myself, D&M Fencing are the best in the business today. They can install wood, chain link, vinyl, picket, composed metal, barbed wire, heck, bring them bamboo sticks, and they can install them things for you too. D&M Fencing, do it right the first time. Their numbers are 865-435-4515 or 865-387-1026. Give my friend Ted a call today. That's D&M Fencing.
All right, and we're back. Before we hit our pick'ems, Spur has won the duel.
Just go ahead and give me my belt
That
back.
is some bullshit. That is some bullshit right there.
Take it off of you. Golly, it smells like you.
Next, we've got our pick'ems.
Is this on the highway department with you?
I take it everywhere with
Got
me.
some salt on there.
Is this what's been in your passenger seat the whole week?
I take it everywhere with me. I sleep with it.
And what's been in your passenger seat?
Our pick'ems are sponsored by D&M Fencing. Thank you, Ted McKinney of D&M Fencing, for sponsoring this segment. The pick'em records go as follows. We have a tie between Corbin and Spanky for first place with overall records of 109 and 68. We have a tie for third place between me and Spur with overall records of 106 and 71. Corbin finally got 2 votes coming in late.
Late.
Wait.
That still don't matter.
It's got to matter.
I mean, it matters, but you're still behind.
I've already got my belt back now.
Wigged.
What's up, Michael? Thanks for joining.
Hey, brother.
What's up, Hannah? So the pick'em records just went over them. NFL, and what we're going to do to spice this up, we'll hit AFC, NFC championships, and then the Super Bowl, we will pick the champion now. And
Okay.
if you get it right, you get 3 extra points, and then we'll predict the Super Bowl final score as well, and the closest gets 2 extra points to just the final score in general.
That works for me.
Okay.
I have a suggestion.
Let's do it.
Can we write these down without saying who we're picking right now?
Yeah, if you want to.
That way we don't know who else is picking what. And you got yours picked already, Corbin? You have yours picked already?
Yeah, I know who I got.
Okay, well, I'm going to circle mine in right now. That way I don't know what you've chose.
All right, let's do the AFC champion. Oh, Rojo come in for Corbin, even if it's late. Rojo tied it up.
Oh, we're tied now.
But
You've
it's
already
it's
declared
over,
it.
Give
though.
me one more vote,
It's
people.
already-
I love y'all. I'll get naked at your wedding.
Oh, God. I'm not voting for you now.
Yeah, you can't beat that right there. That's a deal. AFC championship, Chiefs at Ravens. I went Chiefs. Just letting you know.
I can't believe it. Corbin, who'd you go with?
Waiting for Kansas City, Lamar Jackson. Baltimore is honestly, I think, the best team in the NFL this year. But I think Kansas City's going to pull it off.
I read a little tidbit today, and it really made me think about this because I was going with the Ravens until a tidbit I read today. I'm picking the Kansas City Chiefs because there ain't no way that the NFL is going to miss out on having Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl.
So you're saying it's rigged.
So if there is a conspiracy, the Kansas City Chiefs will be in that Super Bowl because they can feature Taylor Swift some more. And also, here's an interesting tidbit. The referee for the game of the Chiefs and the Ravens is the number 1 referee against a home team in the NFL. Home teams only win 40.8% of games that he referees. It's by far the least of any NFL referee. Kind of interesting to know that little
That is
stat.
pretty interesting. All right, so we'll have to get these to Spanky. Remind me.
Mm-hmm.
NFC championship, Lions at 49ers.
The Detroit Lions pull
Going
off
with
the
the
upset.
Lions?
Yeah, and I'll tell you what it comes down to, and we may not know this till tomorrow, but if Deebo Samuel does not play for the 49ers, they're toast. I think Deebo Samuels is the key to the game for the 49ers. Without Deebo, I think the 49ers are just slightly above average. I think he's the best offensive weapon they have. So if he does not play, I like the Lions to win fairly easily.
I've got the 49ers. I just think there's too much star power.
I got the 49ers. I'm a believer in Brock Purdy. I'm a believer in that
you
whole
really screwed
49ers
me on
team.
fantasy late, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, he said that last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he threw three interceptions that one game.
Well, he sure did.
Yeah. What a bad time to be in the finals of fantasy football with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, bad time.
I had Josh Allen, so I done all right because he's actually having to play. But I got the 49ers. I am a believer in the 49ers.
All right, so predict your Super Bowl champion for 3 extra points.
The Detroit Lions are going to pull off
Man,
the upset, and the Detroit Lions are going to be your Super Bowl champions, and I hope they are. I'm going to pull for them all the way.
I'm pulling for him. I'm going with the Chiefs.
It's Patrick
They're,
Mahomes,
they're so good, man, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Chiefs. That confetti's going to be flying, and Taylor Swift's Tay-Tay's going to be down on the field kissing Travis Kelce and
He said
confetti
Tay-Tay,
flying.
and I thought he said
So
something else there for us.
Telling me there's a chance that I could win this whole thing.
The NFL is going to – that's what they want. And listen, I ain't just joking right there, but Patrick Mahomes is
You
the
think
best
he'll
quarterback
propose?
today.
I
Oh,
think he'll
gosh.
propose.
Please, no. Don't make it about himself.
It
at that
won't.
moment.
It won't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
We should have put that as on here as a thing. Does he propose or not? Honestly, I
We
mean,
got a couple weeks ahead still.
We
but
could do that.
I mean Patrick and them Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, how many Super Bowls has he got so far? Is it 2 or 3?
Is it 3?
Has he already got 3?
I don't know. I can't remember. Spur?
I told you the Lions. I think he's got 2 already.
Yeah,
He's
I
got
can't
2.
remember. It's definitely 2, though.
Hey, Spanky or Corbin, I got a question for you.
Yo,
Peyton Manning or Patrick Mahomes?
what?
NFL quarterback.
NFL quarterback.
Uh-huh.
Patrick.
Oh, you're going to pick Patrick Mahomes over Peyton Manning. Those of you that voted for Corbin, remember that. He's choosing Patrick Mahomes over Peyton Manning.
Well, I mean, Peyton won 2 Super Bowls, and Patrick's on the verge of winning his 3rd Super Bowl. So
He hasn't won it yet.
and
So do you put Patrick Mahomes at number 3 all time, or number 2 all time, or number 1 all time? What do you put Patrick Mahomes?
no, I
on
thought
the all-time best
I thought you
quarterbacks.
said, I thought you were talking about like
I'm asking you, is he better than Peyton Manning?
no. I actually Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game.
Is he better than Peyton Manning? That's my question.
Patrick?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day he'll have a chance to be there.
He'll have a chance to be there. Okay.
Not saying he will, but if he keeps playing like he does, he will pass Peyton Manning up. And if he gets one more Super Bowl, he will have more Super Bowls than Peyton. The thing that always killed me about Peyton is the time Peyton went to the playoffs, something happened in them playoff games and they would just lose out. And it'd be, well, let's look at next year. If Peyton hadn't won that last Super Bowl in his last year, he would have had 1 Super Bowl in his whole career.
You realize since 2011, we haven't had an AFC Championship game without a Tom Brady or a Patrick Mahomes in it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I saw that statistic the other day.
This is 6 straight for Patrick Mahomes. It really is incredible.
And this year was actually the first time since '99 or something that we didn't have Tom Brady or Peyton Manning in the
They're
playoffs.
both retired, so it's kind of hard to have them this year. But
Well,
Yeah.
without having them in the playoffs.
Ellis says, "Go Taylor." Oops, I mean the Chiefs. She's a Swiftie.
all righty, you can pick that. Shake it off, okay?
Michael Sparlin says he agrees with his brother picking the Lions. Jessica says can't wait to see Travis propose to Taylor.
Oh gosh, please don't let that happen.
Michael says I'm a Kelsey Swift fan, but I want the Lions to win. All right, so predict Super Bowl final score. Closest gets 2 extra points for the season.
Are we going to pick like the total points like we have been doing?
Yeah,
Total points in the final.
I just put the score, but yeah, you could do whatever.
Let's do total points. That fine? Because it's kind of
Making me do math.
Oh, okay, well, let me do math too.
I'm going 55.
I've got 41.
I was
41.
going 54, so it was pretty close to you there, Corbin or
You
Luke.
sticking with
54, yeah.
54?
I'm going 41. I think it'll be 24-17 as a final.
All right. Spur, let the listeners know
I think
how.
a Lions Chiefs game is going to be a high scoring game.
Let the listeners know, Spur, how to enter in this giveaway.
Hey, we're going to put these 3 games. It'll be both the AFC, NFC
Hey,
Championship
I just got another
and the
vote.
Super
I
Bowl.
seen that. I seen
I
that.
My
got
brother,
another vote.
brother voted for me though too.
All right. Carly Lively voted for Corbin late.
So we're going to put these games on Facebook here shortly. It'll be both the NFC, AFC Championship, and the Super Bowl. So all 3 games. So you get bonus points for getting the Super Bowl right. And then the total points scored in the Super Bowl will be the tiebreaker. So go ahead and get your picks in soon. We want your picks in before the first game, before the NFC, AFC Championship.
Ryan Jackson says 38-27 is his final Super Bowl score. See that or not? It's exactly what I put too.
I really hope I'm wrong, though. and
38-27?
Yeah.
I really hope
cool.
I'm wrong, though, and I am pulling for Detroit.
We all are.
Gold Lions. I mean, come
And
on.
they're America's team. Is Detroit America's team now?
They,
Oh.
easy now. Them Dallas fans down there are going to come through the Walmart
I
up
think
here in their
Detroit is
horses
America's
and
team.
take down everything.
Hey, did you hear what happened? Dallas has already been eliminated from next year's playoffs.
Oh, Dallas.
That is fair. All right. Thank you all for listening to us, whether it's live or after we publish our live. It'll be on all podcast platforms shortly. We'd love to hear from you on all of our accounts.
Go to a Tennessee game this week. Go check out the Ice Bears both Friday and Saturday night at the Coliseum. Support your local team. Support the Vawls. Support the Ice Bears. Support everybody.
support Vawls.